Okay, so what we're working on now is part 2 of graphing linear equations in slope-intercept form. The last lesson really focused on slope, so you should be comfortable with slope. And so now we're using slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And remember, m is your slope, which is rise over run. We're really going to focus on that. And b, this is the new thing. This is your y-intercept. We found y-intercepts before by covering up the x, and then your y-intercept was there. You could do the same thing, but really, because we're going to have it written in this form, it's just your b value. All right, so how to solve? There's some steps that we have to follow through. We will not use all these steps, but these are all the steps that will work if you ever have a difficult problem. All right, so first thing you do is you have to solve the equation for y equals. So sometimes you're going to have to move x's, sometimes you're going to have to move a number attached to the y. The next thing we do is we label the m and the b, and then we graph the b by going up if it's a positive or down if it's a negative on the y-axis. Sometimes I like to say b is the beginning. That's where you begin. You begin your graphing by graphing the b, the y-intercept. From that point on the y-axis, you count the slope, which is rise over run. Okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and start doing some of these problems. So the first couple problems I'm going to give you, it's already solved for y, so we don't have to do those steps, that step. We do have to identify. For this one, my m value is 2/3. M is not the x attached to it, it's just the number. So m is 2/3, and my b is this number out here, which is -1. So when we do this, the first thing we do is we go down 1 because that's the y-axis. Now I count my slope, rise 2, run 3. So rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. And again, I want you to keep doing this until it goes off the grid. And there's our line. Okay, next one. Again, you start off by finding your variables. M is -3. And if I write that as a fraction, it's -3 over 1. And my b value is this number on the outside, which is a +4. So we start with b, the beginning, so I go up 4. And now I'm going to go down 3 over 1. So down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Make sure you go to the right one. It's a +1, so I have to go to the right one. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And then I could continue it going up. 1, 2, 3, and this is when I would go to the left. Ooh, I missed my line. Hold on, let's try that again. All right. Ooh, that's ugly. Okay, but you get the idea. All right, so now I would like you to try and do numbers 1, 2, 3 on your own. So identify your m, your b, and then graph it. And when you think you have it, go ahead and press play. Okay, so you should have said your m was 2 over 1 and your b was 3. So you start at 3, and then you go up 2 over 2. And then I continue it all the way down my grid off my coordinate plane. Uh-oh, what did I hit? There we go. All right, for the second one, your m was 1/2, and your slope, or your y-intercept is -1. So I go down 1, and then I go up 1 over 2. And I keep doing that all the way. Okay, and then I connect my dots and put arrows on the end. All right, this one, there's not a number there, but there is a -1, which means it's -1 over 1. And then I go up 2. So I start at +2, and then I'm going to go down 1 over 1. I gotta go a couple more because I asked you guys to do it, so I should do it also. And then I connect my dots the best I can. Okay, so those are basic problems where you already have the y value. It's the second set of problems that gets a little harder that I want to show you. So what happens is I have to solve for y. So I need to get rid of that 2x. Well, I treat this like any other problem that I do to get rid of things. I'm going to move a 2x by subtracting 2x on both sides. And so I get y is equal to 4 minus 2x, or you could say negative 2x plus 4. But if you notice, I do not combine those things. An x and a y, I'm sorry, an x and a number cannot go together. So now my m is negative 2 over 1 because I need it as a fraction, and my b is 4. So I go up 4, and then I go down 2 over 1. And I continue that pattern. And there's my line. Same idea for the next one. The next one just has one extra step. So I got to get that y by itself. I highlighted it too big. I got to get that y by itself. So I'm going to get rid of what's not touching the y first. So I'm going to subtract x. Again, an x and a 6 can't go together. So I just write them down here. And then I have to get rid of this negative 3 now. Don't forget that negative. Some people will leave that off. So now I divide everything by negative 3, and I divide each thing by negative 3. These two negatives right here become positive, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. These two negatives also become positive, so it becomes x over 3. And so my slope is 1 over 3 because there's a little 1 in front of that x, and my b is 2. So I go up 2, and then I'm going to go up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3. And then I connect my dots. Okay, I would like you to try number 6 on your own. And then once you have it solved, go ahead and press play and let's see how you did. So you know you have to get y by itself. So I'm going to get rid of this 4x by subtracting it. I can't put it with a 0 because it's not a number. So I get negative y is equal to 0 minus 4x. I'm going to write it, but you don't really have to write the 0. You can just write this. And we'll see what happens when we get there. And now this is a negative 1 times y, so I'm going to divide each thing by negative 1. So I get 0 plus 4x, because those two negatives are going to become plus. And I'm going to get the same thing over here, y equals a positive 4x. And so my m is 4 over 1, and my b is 0. And over here I don't have a number, so I know it's 0. So I start at 0. And then I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And I can't go up 4 more, but I can go down. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And there's your graph. Okay, so let's go back up and look at the steps. Make sure you understand what they are. Step 1 is you solve for y. The last 3 problems we did, we had to solve for y. Step 2 is label m and b. Step 3 is to graph b by going up or down on the y-axis. And then step 4 is from that point, you're going to count your rise over run.